Good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. I got a great white paper review slash gameplay review here for you this morning. It is Kingdom Clash. This is a role player strategy building PvP type of game that's coming out here shortly on Wax. Put the link down below. It's kingdomclash.io. They will be launching the main game here at the end of April, early May, which will involve a lot of the stuff that we'll look at today. What I wanted to do is I wanted to show you the website and go briefly through the white paper review and then actually show you on their test net what the game is going to look like, at least as of day one. Still more to come on it, but I wanted to get this out there to show you and get you excited because you can start staking your mining buildings and earning the different currency. I don't want to technically say currency because it's four different types of materials is probably the better word for it. So let's go ahead and dive in here. Again, this is Kingdom Clash. It reminds me a lot of some of those games that you saw, like web-based games, and you'll understand what I'm saying here, where you build up your different elements of your city and you level them up, and then you go ahead and attack other cities. It reminds me of that, and I can't off the top of my head remember the name of the game, but I used to love it. I'm pretty excited about this one. Before we do really dive too far into this, gonna have to do my normal disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Please understand that you need to do your own research to make the decision whether you want to invest in a game that fits you. Don't just listen to me because I said so on a video you saw on YouTube. So go ahead and do your own research before you dive into this. All right, this is the website here. Let's go ahead and just briefly scroll before down this. There is an event that's starting off here in a few hours. It's a blending event. I'll dive a little more into this here soon, but wanted to show that these are the building materials that I was referring to before. There's four of them. It's wood, gold, stone, and food. There are four different types of mines that are currently available on the secondary market. As far as the pack releases, the pack release for the mining buildings is done. Um, the nice thing in talking with the team, the project team around this, they are not one of the projects that continues to mint new packs as new people come in to just try and appease the demand. What's out there is out there. So no matter what, once they go through this blending event, those numbers are going to reduce. So the value of these mines should be pretty solid going forward because there's no more mines that are going to be minted. So we'll look at this in a little more detail when I show you the prices. I want to get through this quick. There's three different civilizations once you get out there. Once the game is live, you have like the basic. These are the tanks. You have the Elvian type of characters that are quick on their feet, good at battle, and the mage type of characters. And when you start the game off, you're going to have to select one of these civilizations that you want to be part of. Each of them have their own benefits, and we'll show you that in the white papers. And each of them have their disadvantages. So start thinking about what kind of army that you want to build. Um, just scrolling down here a little further, wanted to show you the raid map. Phase one is done. As I mentioned, the mining buildings drop is complete, and they are working on the last phases of the testing and getting the game ready for launch at the end of this month, early May. With that, there's going to be two more sales. There's going to be a land NFT drop, and this is required for you to be able to play. You basically need to own land. Not sure the pricing. They'll provide details closer to this drop, but just want to make sure you understand that this is required. You're going to need this land, and it's going to be close to the launch. In addition, there is going to be a building pack drop similar to the mining building drop. This is for town buildings, and I'll show you which one those are once we kind of go through the white papers. And then they continue to go through. Troops will start being released in Q3, plus some special events and the first clashes of the preseason, and then the questing, the hero items, and lots to come with this. I like how it's a full year plan. A lot of projects they just give you up to the game launch, and then anything after the game launch is very sparse. So let's quickly go through the the white paper. I don't want to spend a ton of time on this. Just wanted to show you the different things. As far as the NFTs that are available right now, it's the mining buildings. I mentioned that before. You have the lumber camp, you have the gold mine, the stone quarry, and the wheat farm. My recommendation is if you get into this, and you'll see why I say this in a second, I recommend you at least get one of each, even if they're just commons. Then you can at least produce all of the building materials that you're going to need to upgrade and build your other buildings. If you have 4 lumber mills, you're only producing lumber, which I believe that will have the option to exchange down the road, but that just, it's very one-sided. It's not self-sufficient. And I've learned in a lot of NFT games, the more you can get self-sufficient, the better it is. And then once you're self-sufficient, you can stack up on one or the other depending on what the values are at the time. Um, these materials, they will help you level up the existing mining buildings, plus they'll help you construct and level up any additional buildings that come up here in the future. Jumping over to the next one, this is the lands. This is the sale that I mentioned is going to happen very close to launch. The lands are going to be similar to all of the buildings. They come in 4 rarities: common, rare, epic, and legendary. All right. Civilizations, as I was mentioning before, I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this because I'm sure I'll have a future video as we get closer to the time frame. These are the 3 different civilizations, and if you go down this little table, it shows you the benefits. Basically, the high, depending on what it is, for example, the speed. This is the speed when you're attacking someone else and their marching speed. Obviously, the tanks are going to be slow, elves are going to be pretty quick, and the mages are going to be in the middle. The cost for troops, elves are going to be the highest, mages are going to be the lowest. If you get to the point where you are here, the mages look pretty good, but then you actually look at their effectiveness. Their defense is really low. I should say low, not really low, and medium. So you have to balance it out when you're thinking your civilization. That's why I wanted to highlight this and spend a little bit of time on it, just so you can start thinking about it if this is a game that you're going to play down the road. Jumping over to the buildings, already talked about the mining buildings, so I'm going to skip over those. Outside of the mining buildings, there is a number of other buildings, and that's what this is referring to when it says the town buildings that are going to launch or drop closer to the launch itself. That includes storage buildings. You have a max storage on the building materials that you're allowed to have. In order to increase that, you're going to need to level up a warehouse, to level up a granary, and build those up so you can get additional storage available to you. Military is obvious. These are for training your soldiers so you can defend and attack other places. Technology, the blacksmith and the technology buildings, these are for research, so you can improve whatever armor that you have and whatever soldiers you have. And last but not least, the defense buildings are going to be, and I shouldn't say last but not least, but the defense buildings, the towers, the Great Wall is basically making your overall defense. And then there is a town center. This town center, you need to, in parallel with your other buildings level, and you'll probably have to level this one up to raise the cap that you can go up to. And the max cap right now is 10, I believe, or it will be 10. It's once the game launches. There will be another aspect, and this is down the road, is heroes. They'll lead your soldiers and they'll give you extra bonuses. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this. Your heroes will have different armors. I'm not sure if the armors you'll be able to build or if they'll be pack drops. More to come on that. And then this is just a quick guidance on the troops. It's telling you the different troops that will be available. Not going to spend a ton of time on this because I wanted to jump into the game over here. And then last but not least, in the white paper is guilds. There will be guilds. I'm assuming the guilds will obviously be, it shows here 50 members per guild. So, and they'll be by civilization. So the guild will be able to help each other. If it's anything like some of the other games I'm thinking of, they'll be able to help each other, maybe speed up production, because you'll see that here in a second. Let me just quick show you this. Right now on the secondary market, the prices for commons and the mining buildings, they're reasonable. And the reason I'm mentioning this is there is a blending event that's kicking off here in a few hours, April 1st, 1600 UTC through April 3rd, 1600 UTC. This is a free blending event, which means there is no fee to actually blend these. Beyond that point, there's potentially a fee that will go along with blending. So right now you can, I'm sorry, once this event starts till this event ends, you can take three common, we'll just say here, three common stone quarries, and you can blend them together with no fee, and you'll get a rare out of those. And basically going through the different rares, you blend three rare, and they go up to the epics, and so forth. See, yeah, right here's it's in the Discord. Three of each blends up, and it has to be the same. It can't be two stone quarries and a lumber mill. It has to be three of each. You'll be able to blend them. The neat thing about this is it gives you the opportunity to get the higher tiers, even if you want to start at a lower cost. Um, as far as value goes, if even if I jump here, the value is about the same. This is about three times of what a common costs. So it's just if you happen to grab a bunch of packs and you have a bunch of commons, you can blend them up to the next level. So that's a neat event. I love it when projects do that and give you the opportunity to go ahead and blend and get higher rarities. The reason that this is also important is you can only have two of each mining building in game at one time. So if you have four, or I should say, yeah, three stone quarries, you're only able to use two of those. So why not combine them together in a blend? And that gives you a space to go down the road and buy another common if you want, or anything that you want down the road. So it just gives you additional space. So this is a key thing. If you have mining buildings, make sure that you go ahead and use this blending option. There will be a link in the Discord, which I'll have a link down below in the description. Assuming it's going to be on Nefties. So let's go ahead and jump into the test net. And before I jump into that, also in the Discord, if you want to test out the game, if you want to see if it's something that you're interested in, and I'm scrolling up to it, it's a little ways, there it is. They provide a test net where you can go out and test it out. So you don't have to go and spend the money now if you don't want to. If you're interested in the game, you may want to just because of the blending events, and there'll be fees in the future. But if you just want to test it out, this shows you how to do it, shows you how to get on the test net. The Medium article here shows you how to create your test wallet, get on the test network, and then get these assets, which are free, only used on the test net. And then it'll bring you to this website, and this is what it looks like. This is actually very similar to what it currently looks like in the game, but what this does is has some additional features that aren't available right now on the live website. You'll even see it's the test network right here. Um, this is what you're going to start out with, minus the buildings here. What I did was I went to the bag here, and you must stake the items first. You can claim on the test net, you can claim up to three of each of the mining buildings. They're all commons, just so you're aware. You go ahead once you have claimed those, and you claim those through this link here. You go in here, you connect your test uh, wallet, and then you go down here, and you've seen I claimed all of them, so I can't claim anymore. And you do that for each of the four buildings. Go ahead, grab two, grab three, your choice. Really only makes sense to grab two. Once you have those, they'll show up in your inventory on the test network. You select the one that you want to pull in, which I'm going to pull in a wheat farm. Hit stake, and you'll authenticate. And now it is in your in-game inventory. Once it's in your in-game inventory, you have the option to use it down here. And I'm actually taking a look. Actually, let's go ahead and stake two of them. All right, they are now in the game. This right here is the section for the gold mines. You'll see it up here. There's two slots. A little hard to see. Up here is the section for the two stone quarries. Down here is the section for the two lumber mills. And here's the section for the farms. As you can see, I've already crafted or built these in game, but I left two spots here because I wanted to show you what actually happens, because it does take some time when you actually go ahead to build those. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this area here. it's going to give me the option to build this NFT. Click on that, and I'm going to go ahead and build it. It's going to take 5 minutes. Once it's done, it's going to produce 3 per hour, and it just gives you a short description of it. So let's go ahead and hit build. You authenticate like you normally do, and you can see down here there is a timer that's building. Once you have these items built in game, because one more thing, you can only build 2 at a time, so it does take a little bit. So for example, I would have to build these 2, and then it'd be these 2 and so forth down the road. So it takes about 20 to 30 minutes to get through the process of getting 2 of each in game. Once they're in game, if you look up here in the top left, it shows your production per hour. So right now, since I have commons, there's only two commons, so I'm getting 6 per hour, most of them. And once this is done, I'll get 6 per hour food. This up here is the total. This is going to show you how much you've accumulated and how much you can spend to level buildings up. For example, if I click on this farm that's already built, you'll see it is a level 1. Level 1's right here. And then you'll see right now it produces 3 per hour. I have a choice. I can either destroy this, which just means it goes back to NFT form, or I can level it up. And if I level it up, it's going to take 14, almost 15 minutes to level up. And instead of 3 per hour, it's going to produce 7 per hour. The challenge is you need to make sure that you have the building materials in order to be able to do that. And I think that's part of the reason why they're allowing us to stake now, so we can start building up those building materials. So once the game officially launches, you can go ahead and level these up, because you cannot level up right now. That's a game launching feature. So what you'll do, and unfortunately I don't have enough right now, I'll go ahead and click on the level up. It takes up one of those 2 builders that I have, and it'll level this up over the next 15 minutes, and then my production will be much higher. I like that feature. You don't necessarily have to go out and buy a rare just to get additional production. You can actually spend the resources that you earn in game and level your things up. Um, these in here are town buildings. I think this is the town center. Once that's available, it is not available right now. And these will be slots for town buildings that you can create down the future once they're available. And yeah, it's not going to show me that. Up here, this is the civilization that you choose. Shows your hit points and your, I'm assuming, mana. And these are other different characters that'll be useful down the road. This is research, your attacking, this is your alerts. So lots of neat things. Um, it's definitely a neat looking game. Like I said, uh, the graphics are not like the some of the other games that I show that are very pristine graphics, but they make sense. I like this. You can tell easily what it is. It's not overpowering. It's very simple. And the game's neat. I like it. We will definitely be continuing to try this in the future. I hope this is something that you enjoy. Let me just do a couple quick recaps before we close this out. Blending starts in a few hours, 1600 UTC, April 1st through 1600 UTC, April 3rd. Again, that's free, no fee blending. They said that blending will be available afterwards. It's just there's going to be a fee to it. Launch of the game is targeted for the end of April or early May, and that includes a land sale, which is required um, in order to play. And then shortly after that will be the town buildings that you'll be able to, I think there'll be drops, and you'll also be able to craft a game. Not 100% sure about that. But a lot of cool things happening with this. I'm going to have the link to the Discord down below, so you can check out the testnet if you want to go there, and also the game itself. I hope you all enjoy this kind of video. I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I'll talk to you all later. Thank you. Bye.